Hello, friends, and all fans of Dev Saab. We are launching our Republic Day special event today with Tara Sharma, who has kindly agreed to be our guest tonight. And the book that is being launched is a tribute to Dev Saab and his patriotic fervor and spirit. And it is dedicated to him and his fans. And this is the book right here. It's called Dev Dreams. I hope you can see that clearly here. And it's written in collaboration with Sunil. And this is the back cover of the book. I hope it's clear. So this is the book we are launching today on Republic Day. And Dev Saab had two brothers-in-law in the armed forces. And they were, one of them, that is Mona, his wife, her elder brother was Group Captain Singha in the Indian Air Force. And her younger brother was Colonel Singha in the Indian Army. And both of them saw action in the 62 conflict in NEFA. And Dev Saab himself, as you know, he played a military officer in two of his films, Hum Dono, which was colorized and re-released with much success in the 21st century, I mean in 2007. And then also in Prem Pujari, the first film he directed. So let us observe a minute's silence as we play the national anthem. And I'm so thankful to Tara ji for joining us. She was the star of another patriotic film that Dev Saab made after winning the Phalke Award, and that was Mr. Prime Minister. And she was the leading lady in that film. So let us go ahead.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Okay, Tara, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, Tara, you can notice. I know you're a very busy, I know you're a very busy lady with a family to manage, and you made a success of your career as an actress, as a talk show hostess, and also as a very busy mom.
Thank you so much for your kind word. And thank you. It's an honor to be here. Happy Republic Day to everyone. And a huge congratulations on the launch of your book. I'm sure Dev Saab is watching from up above and very proud and happy. And in his evergreen way, I'm sure he's, dancing away, watching, and very happy with this event. So thank you for having me. And yeah, as I mentioned, I'm really sorry, but I won't be able to stay too long. But I said I must definitely be here at least for a period of days.
Thank you so much, Tara, we all were in awe of Dev Saab, and I'm sure you also grew up under his shadow. And your father, of course, was a great actor and author and playwright and poet and a media person in his own right. So it must have been quite amazing for you. What kind of image did you have of Dev Saab before you met him? And then, of course, you had the opportunity to work with him in Mr. Prime Minister. And what did you think of him after you met him, before and after?
Well, I
Okay,
think like everyone, everyone I know and all of us have always been huge fans of Dev Saab. And as my dad was in the media world, and he was author and playwright, and also known for his voice, Pratap Sharma. He, of course, also knew Dev Saab and knew of him. And when Dev Saab invited us over, he invited us the first time for a cup of tea, and it was a really lovely meeting. And I'm half Indian and half English, so English tea and the connotations of that were very well depicted by meeting Dev Saab, because if I'm not mistaken, we went to his office and he literally had a really lovely high tea laid out, and he spoke to my dad about his books, about Dog Detective Campbell and other things. And he was so well, honestly, well aware of everything, not just worldly, but also about us. So we were very impressed by that. And yeah, he was a thorough gentleman, apart from, of course, being a superstar. So it was a lovely meeting, and I was very happy to work with him. It was literally, I think he had more energy than many youngsters I know, and he was 85, if I'm not mistaken, at the time.
Yes. It was a kind of unusual role also that you played. Can you remember how the casting went and what he told you about the role and, about the character, and what was he like as a director?
It's quite a long time ago, and but I do know that this is the role of a cobbler, and she was Ruxana, and he described her very clearly. He had a very clear vision, and I remember getting to the set on the first day and really feeling like I was transported back in time, because it was a very it was really, there was a whole bouquet of flowers and saying, "Welcome, our lead actress," and it was very sweet. And of course, for me, every film I've been in has been very special in its own way. But having done really small budget films like a Khosla Ka Ghosla, or like big commercial films like a Masti or a Saya, suddenly to be on a film set like this was a different experience. So all the experiences have been special in their own way. And this was, it was a it was a lovely experience and a different experience. I felt like I was in a different world, and everyone made me feel very special. And it was and he was wonderful as a director. As I said, not just was he so full of energy, but I think he was very clear with what he wanted. And I think the word that always comes to mind is such a gentleman, so polite with everyone. And I think that says a lot about someone.
There were some memorable scenes that you shot. I do recall, because I was the chief assistant on the film, and we started at RK Studio, where that jhopda, you remember
Yes,
that jhopda, and then
yes,
there was
yes,
a tea stall where
yes,
you meet
yes,
for the first time, and when Dev Gill also comes in, these
yes.
were they were special sets, the jhopda and the tea stall, which looked like they were in Gujarat. And
Yes.
then, of course, we went to Matoshri and we went to Film City, where the election rallies were held. And then in the scorching heat, and then you went to Gujarat in the Kutch, in the desert,
Yes.
and you almost fell in that swamp, and you had to be pulled out. It must have been
Did
quite
I?
harrowing.
Oh
And
gosh,
but you bravely,
I don't, I
a
don't
brave
actually remember that. I don't remember falling into anything, but I do remember dancing atop a camel and being most amused by that. So that was very interesting. But I'm not able to find that song anywhere. So if you have it, not the
Yes,
song,
I
the
will play it
picture.
for you, Tara. You can, I will play the song for you and you can walk us through the shooting, what it was like with the villagers around and with the
Yeah,
Navratri festival and all that. Okay, give me a
sure.
second.
But I'd like to actually see the actual song because I've never been able to see that apart from in the film. If there's a link for it, because this video, this one I noticed is a edit which is not the actual song that we had in the film.
Yeah,
As in, if you
it
have
was
a
called
video,
Chui Mui Si Zindagi.
yeah, but if you
And
have a video of the actual depiction with the dancing and the camel and all that, I would love to see that because I do a lot of these lives on Instagram and other things, and uh, many times there are people who tell me they came to that shoot, and there was a girl who on one of my lives actually said she was a small child and she came and she saw us on these camels and dancing and all. So she sent me a photo, in fact. So I would love to actually see the video of that song if you have it.
I made a special request to Sunil. You know, the problem, Tara, is that this film, Mr. Prime Minister, it was never, the video rights were never sold,
Oh,
nor the music rights. So
oh,
that's why you can't see this film on YouTube or anywhere because the video is not available because the video rights are not sold even today.
oh, I
So it was
see.
a very special film, and so if you want to see the film, you can only see it in a theater.
Oh, I
I
see.
was
Okay.
able to get, I was able to put together a remix of the song, because I got the audio track from Sunil,
Right. Yeah, no,
and
I
I
saw
put it.
that, but it would be nice to see the actual song.
We are hoping that we will relaunch the film at some point because it's a very rare film. It's a political satire. It's on the coalition era politics. It's a very unusual and brave and courageous film. And so we are hoping to put it. I will try and put the song so that you can walk us through the song and the portions of it that you like. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
This is the song, right?
Yeah.
So what was it like in the desert?
Yeah, so it was a very interesting song to shoot, and as I said, I was on top of a camel dancing, and yeah, but it was great fun. I ride horses a lot, so I wasn't afraid, and yeah, it was great fun, and there was a lot of villagers around, and again a lot of cheerful. There was a great, very cheerful atmosphere, and a lot of fun, and I think everyone who was there had a good time.
Right. What was you had a special relationship also with Boman Irani, right? You
Yes.
did a film with him called Khosla Ka Ghosla, and you hit it off really well with him. And you had your friend Khurshid also in it, right?
Yes. So Baman and me, we've been in Khosla Ka Ghosla, Page 3, and a few films, a film called Maharathi. And so, yeah, and he, in fact, before he was acting and he was a photographer, he'd done some photos of me for some campaigns, when I was in my teens and stuff. So, yeah, we've known each other a long time. Khurshid, I also know. But I didn't meet Khurshid on the shoot because I think our paths were very separately shot. So I didn't actually meet her during the shooting. But I know her from before.
Acha, any a word about your present life and the film that you did last year was a sleeper hit, Kadak. So you're still
Thank
active.
you.
Are you pursuing any major roles that you have signed?
So I've been quite busy with my own show that I create and co-produce and host called the Tara Sharma Show, which has finished 5 seasons on Star World and digital platforms. And so that's something that I'm very passionate about. I do also act, and I would love to act more. And in fact, I just recently got offered a wonderful film, which I would love to do. But currently in these times of lockdown and coronavirus, I have to say that as a young mother, it's more apparent to me than ever that my biggest priority is keeping all of us fine and safe and healthy forever, touch wood. So every decision involves a lot more than just me, you know. So I haven't yet, in these last few years, I haven't really felt safe to venture into a big set yet. So I think I'll wait a little bit till this whole situation is better. But I feel grateful that I can do a lot of stuff in smaller setup and like this on lives and I can manage doing a lot of interviews for my show and stuff from home. So yeah, I think for all of us in these times, safety is first. But yeah, I'd love to act again safely and successfully. Touch wood. So yeah, that's what's been keeping me very busy. And of course, with all of us working from home, children homeschooling, it's been a busy time. But it's good to see that the world seems to be getting back to the good parts of normal. Our children will be back in physical school safely from Monday, touch wood. So, yeah, slowly we'll all get back to doing all these things.
You are such a wonderful role model for our young girls and our young moms, because
Thanks.
it's amazing how you manage to do your acting career, your television career. Your mother is also a great exemplar for you. She's a writer and painter also, right? Your mother Susan. And
Yes.
you are also an activist. You are involved in environmental, ecological issues. So, how do you manage to balance all these different roles, and what message do you have for our young girls who may be watching today?
Firstly, I am no big success at all. I'm very much a work in progress, and I always feel like I'm new. I feel like I never feel like I'm a good actor. I never feel like I'm a good anything because I feel we're always learning all the time. I think every time a film does well that I'm in, I always feel like it's a fluke. But I'm very grateful that I've been in films that have done well. Uh, and of course, there are films that haven't done so well, but though that's fine too. Some films have done very well. So I think every experience in life teaches you something. But something my father used to say to me before he passed away, he used to say, "Don't sit and wait for the phone to ring with an offer. If you want to do something that doesn't exist, create it." And that's when I started. I created my own show, and that for me, creating my own show was a way of being with my family and working. And touch wood, it really worked for me because. I was able to have some of the biggest names in the country, from Virat Kohli to, you know, um, Jasprit Bumrah to Rohit Sharma to all kinds of guests on the show, and a lot of that, and basically on my time in terms of I was producing it as well. So I realized that as much as I really do want to act and I want to be in people's shows and films, I think I'm going to now create something more of my own, because I think as a mother that's enabled me to work and balance all these things. But again, everyone's different. There are many people who are amazingly successful and balancing everything and managing to do a lot of work outside. So I think it all boils down to what you are as a person. And, I don't feel I'm a very, I mean, you have to ask my children this, but the amount we fight, I don't think they think I'm a very good mom. But I think we're
Now,
always learning.
a
We're
word
learning in
about
all the
your
roles,
family.
in all our roles.
Your family, Tara, is also so happy and so outgoing. Your husband, Rupak ji, is also a very good actor and director, I'm told. And you did act with your husband, Rupak, in a film also. And your kids, Zen and Kai, right? They are also quite, they have a flair for acting, I'm sure. Is there a possibility that Rupak ji and you will get together and produce a film like Sound of Music with your whole family?
I know, I don't think so. But we laugh and say that the Tara Sharma show, for the first two seasons, the whole cast was completely in-house, because for the first two seasons, it was my diary as a new mom. So it was all of us. So yeah, now of course it's evolved into more of a chat show with people from all walks of life and inspirational stories. But yeah, never say never, you never know. But thank you
Okay.
so much. And once again, all the very best. A huge congratulations on the book and a very happy Republic Day to all of you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Tara. And would you please stay for 5 minutes and take a few questions? I have your neighbor from Nepean Sea Road, Megha Patil, who's been trying to ask you a few questions. So just a few
Oh
questions,
no.
if you don't mind. Go ahead,
Okay.
Megha ji. Megha ji, do you have a question? Yes, Megha, you can ask a question. You can unmute yourself and turn the camera on. Can you speak louder, please? Megha ji? Go ahead, Megha ji. Megha ji, please unmute yourself and turn the camera on so that we can see you and hear you. Okay, I think we have lost. Tara, can you come back on, please?
I'm here.
Oh, okay, Tara, let me just conclude by thanking you so much for sparing your busy, time. And I have a last question for you. You have, I'm sure, seen a lot of Devanand films. This is for his fans, and I'm sure you and your father were big fans of his, and your family as well. Which are the some of the films of his that you liked, and which is his favorite film for you?
I think all of them. I've been a big fan, and yeah, I can't, like I can't say which are my favorite films that I've been in. I can't say one favorite film. So I would say all. And thank you so much to you for keeping his legacy alive. And I think for all people who really touched many people's lives, they live forever. And people like you keep them alive. So thank you once again, and Happy Republic Day.
Thank you,
Bye.
Tara. It was a
Bye.
pleasure having you, and hopefully we'll do it again live at the press club or at the Films Division Auditorium when the lockdown is lifted. And keep
Okay.
healthy, take care of yourself and your family, and stay safe and healthy.
Same to you. Bye.
And all the best to you and your wonderful family.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye. Bye.
Have a nice day, man.
Same to you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, then, folks, that we heard from Tara. We are very thankful to her for joining us. We will continue, of course. We hope that Nazir Bhai can join us, but he's busy shooting, I'm told by his secretary, Jairaj Patil, in Gujarat right now. But he was hoping to join us for a few minutes. And also the music director, Bhapi Leri, he is down with a cold, and so he may be unable to join us. But a little bit about this book. This is Dev Dreams. This is the book that we are launching today with Tara Sharma. And this book is available at bmppublisher@gmail.com. That's a publisher in Faridabad in Haryana. And the publisher is a young and dynamic person who is down with COVID as we speak, and we wish and hope for his speedy recovery. Manoj ji, अगर आप सुन रहे हो, हम सब मिलके आपकी स्वास्थ्य के लिए दुआ मांगते हैं. आप जल्दी ठीक हो जाइए और ये किताब को हम फिर से लॉन्च करेंगे जब लॉकडाउन लिफ्ट हो जाएगा. तो I wish you all the best for a speedy recovery. Manoj Kumar Singh of BMP Publishers, and also the book is available. This is the book, Dev Dreams, and this is it's a tribute to Dev Saab, and it's a book that was written as per his wishes. It tells the story of this great film that he made, Mr. Prime Minister, the story of the film and how it was made through the various stages of production, from scripting, how he got the idea, to the script, to the location, to the casting, and the direction, and the post-production. So it's to give future generations an idea of how Dev Saab turned his dreams into reality, from the idea that came to him for a film and how he executed that idea and made it into a film. So this is a book that all his fans and admirers and even film enthusiasts, film buffs, filmmakers and film historians, critics will love to have in their collection, because it is a unique book which explains his creative process and method, and it gives you a rare insight into his historic meetings with some of the biggest celebrities, global celebrities in the world, like Charlie Chaplin and Nehru and Indira Gandhi. And he met 6 prime ministers, and he was very patriotic. He took part with Raj Kapoor and Dilip Kumar in the defense fund shows with Lata Mangeshkar. And we all know the famous song "Ae Mere Watan Ke Logo." It was sung in one of those shows organized by Krishna Menon, who was the defense minister. And hearing the song, Pandit Nehru had tears in his eyes, and we know the famous story. And so Dev Saab was known to Pandit Nehru and Indira Gandhi and to Rajiv and to 4 other prime ministers. He was very close to Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and he was the only person who opposed the emergency. So he started the Independent Party, and of course he was at the Ram Leela Maidan, where the second independence happened with the Janata Party in '77. And he was, in fact, on the committee to elect the prime minister nominated by Jayaprakash Narayanji, and which selected Morarji Desai. And Morarji Desai then became the first non-Congress prime minister in 1977, and the rest, as they say, is history. So Dev Saab remained loyal to the cause of freedom and democracy, and he was a very courageous spokesman for the right to free speech that he upheld. And this film that he made, Mr. Prime Minister, is one of the greatest political satires ever made in Hindi cinema. We hear about Andhi and Kissa Kursi Ka and other films, but this is the real McCoy. I hope that the film will come on video, and so people, a wider audience, can see this. But for those who are unable to watch the film because the video rights have not been sold yet, they can read the book. And this is the book, Dev Dreams, and it's available at BMP Publishers. I'll give you the email address: BMP Bombay, Madras, and Poland, BMP Publishers at the rate of gmail.com, or you can log into merikavita.shop. merikavita.shop. You can log in there, and the book you can order online. We are giving a 25 rupee discount right now, so that the book will be delivered to your doorstep for a mere 275 rupees, including shipping and handling. So it's 225 plus 50 rupees for shipping and handling. So you can order the book today and enjoy a ringside view of the amazing life and career, 70 years, 7 decades of this great pioneer of Hindi cinema and world cinema. Dev Saab began his career, as we know, before independence in 1944 with Hum Ek Hain, which was a film which was kind of prophetic on national integration, because just 3 years, it was made 3 years before partition riots took place. So it was a very prophetic film calling for a more tolerant view as a nation, that we have to exemplify unity in diversity, as Pandit Nehru said famously. And just this film, Hum Ek Hain, was laying the foundations for a future India before independence, based on equality and goodwill and peace and harmony for all citizens, even before independence. And it was a film based on national integration. And then he went on from there, and his last film was also against the drug abuse and drug mafia and corruption and criminalization of society, which was Charge Sheet, in which he took on this, drug mafia front on, as he did in the film he made with us called Prime Minister, in which he tackled a very serious issue of political criminalization and corruption, and in the coalition era, which began in the 80s and 90s. And he was a lone voice that had the courage to speak out on these very serious issues. But he also remained popular across various generations from, 7 decades in his career. His popularity only got better and better, stronger and stronger. And his films struck a chord uh, in the hearts and minds of people of various ages, across gender divisions, etc. Nothing mattered to him, nothing affected his popularity. And in fact, he was voted in the millennium year by Filmfare as the most popular actor of the Hindi cinema, of the golden age of cinema. So this book is a tribute to a living legend, and I had the privilege of working with him as his chief writer director, as his assistant. And during that last decade of his life, he made the most meaningful films like Censor, Love at Times Square, and this film on which this book is based. It's called Mr. Prime Minister, and it's a wonderful political satire, and possibly his most important and his most well conceived film after Guide. He personally loved it. As he said, after Guide, this is my best film. And I hope that people will read this book and get an idea of what his creative method was and how his approach to cinema was, how he turned his dreams into reality. And this is a song from that film. He even did a rap song in this film, and I will play you some of that as I walk you through that. This is his famous anthem from Now Do Gyara. I'm sure you can hear it. And it sums up his whole philosophy of life. हम है राही प्यार के, हमसे कुछ ना. This film was Now Do Gyara, and it was made in 57, and it was a road movie uh, conceived by Devanand and directed by Goldie Anand. I think on that note, we will conclude today's special book launch event. And that sums up his whole philosophy of life and art. हम है राही प्यार के, हमसे कुछ ना बोलिए, जो भी प्यार से मिला, हम उसी के हो लिए. And I think that is a wonderful sentiment, philosophy, and a great song by a great singer and a great actor, Kishore Kumar, who was his voice as much as Mohammad Rafi. And the very name Dev Anand conjures up that image of the golden age of cinema. And we have tried to capture that spirit, that immortal, sublime spirit of Dev Anand in this book. Please read this book, Dev Dreams. It's about how he turned his dreams into reality, and it's available at bmppublisher@gmail.com, or you can order it online by visiting merikavita.shop. So thank you so much and happy Republic Day. And thank you so much for joining in. And if you have any questions, I will throw it open. Please unmute yourself and please turn on your cameras and your microphones, and you can join me and ask me any questions. If you have any questions, I will be happy to take it. Any questions, Megha ji? Any questions from anyone? Okay, let us just wind up then. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you, particularly Hani Sharma ji. Are you there? Hani Sharma.
Yes, yes.
Are you there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
okay,
Big
Hani ji.
congratulations.
Thank you so much, Hani ji. We got all of that, right?
Yes, it's still a recording process. Yeah.
Okay, and Tara looked really great, didn't she?
Yeah, yeah. Amazing. It was really a great conversation.
Thank you so much, and we have got all of that, right?
Right, right. We have received. I'll just check it and I'll just share it with you. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Can you send it to me by email also, a link of that or a
Yes, yes,
MP4
I
of that?
will. Yes, yes, I will. I will. Surely.
You please WhatsApp it and send it by email just in case.
Yes, yes, sure, sure.
Thank you so much, Haniji.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Your help is invaluable, and I hope we can do this again.
Yeah.
Maybe live event with you and Sunny, maybe at Films Division Auditorium or at the Press Club.
Yes. Our pleasure. Thanks a lot. Have a great time. I'll stop the recording. Yeah. All right.
Okay, thank you so much, and God bless you, and thank you, and have a nice evening, ma'am.
Yeah, wish you the same, sir. Okay.
Happy Republic Day.
Wish you the same.